Morning, Don. How you doing? Hope you had a good trip and enjoyed the golf, as different as it was. And yeah, let me know how the shoulder and stuff is feeling as well. But yeah, sure, I'm sure it's glad to get home, and I'm looking forward to getting out on a course that you know that suits your game. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for the videos. Very helpful getting those videos from the course. All right, shows us what is holding up, what's going well, what's not quite working. And then obviously we picked up that little bit of alignment thing, which is, not like you don't really, in the past, have an issue aiming, especially consistently aiming right. Okay, so that was a bit weird, but good to pick up. Maybe it's one or two that you kind of, while you were there, kind of closing the face and they started going left. And then just instinctively you started aiming right to compensate. Because you can see they come out a little bit low and left. All right. And then the other thing picked up, obviously, a little bit inconsistent with the striking. A couple of toe strikes, one heel strike. All right, but it's a good point now, or good place we're in now that we can be more aware and more deliberate and practice our center striking. And we are going to work on that this week. All right. Also means that if your shoulder's not 100%, you can do short and slow ones, working on that center striking. Right, so that's cool. So that's good as well. Okay, and then look, the height control and the lateral move of the knees or whatever looked really good on all of them. Absolutely fantastic on all of them. So super happy with that. And definitely getting through more. I think one or two could have got even more through, but definitely better. Not so much this. All right, and then also the plant is getting there. Also definitely earlier with the weight shift and the arms a little further behind. So all starting to bleed in really, really nicely. Okay. I did notice it a couple of times in the weeks before, but not consistently. But there's definitely a few in that videos from Ilu Surf where we got something sort of happening here with this takeaway. I'm not really sure. A little bit rusty, a little bit open. Not sure what that is and where it came from. But let's get rid of that completely. So we're going to focus less on these arms. Even the arms were better, weren't they, and on those swings. We're going to focus less on the arms this week and the extension, and just a little bit more on center striking, and then let's just fix this takeaway before it becomes an issue. All right. Now, we haven't done a lot of short game work, although we've spoken about it, so this kind of bleeds into the short game, so that's really cool as well. All right. So we're going to start your warm-up with a little sort of chipping action. So we're going to do sort of this wide, neutral chip, not too much wrist action, not a lot going on, really. Just sort of from here, very still, clubs just on a little wide little arc. All right, that's our chipping action. All we want is kind of just to be a little bit in front of the golf ball. So that's on top of the golf ball, that's behind the golf ball, that's in front of the golf ball. So it's going to be a little bit in front of the golf ball. Okay, we work on center striking. So you can do it however you want. You can do it with tees. You can do it with balls. For the purposes of the video, I will do it with balls. Okay. So put the aids that you're avoiding in line with the golf club. And then the ball that you're hitting, obviously in the center of the face, but just in front. All right? Gonna stay there, yes. Okay. This inside one, always a little bit further. If you are using tees, you can just put it on an angle to match the shaft, because if you put it like that, even though your club head is missing it, the shaft will hit it. Okay, so you can put it like that, and then obviously a bit closer, and then the ball's just slightly offset there. Okay, so just slightly in front of the ball, just wide and soft, and we're just practicing a nice little chipping action, but hitting the middle of the club, so everything nice and neat. All right, okay, and then from there we're going to L to L, so a little pitch shot, keeping everything the same. Again, very still, not a lot of leg work. In a pitch shot, straight over the ball. We just add in, so from that, which is essentially our takeaway, isn't it? That's kind of what we're practicing with the chipping actions, our takeaway. None of this. Okay, club face is square, use the shoulders, go straight back, that's our chipping action. All right. And then we add in a hinge to make our L. So exactly the same, very still, wide and square with the shoulders, and then we just add in a hinge. Not a rotation, the disconnection. Yeah. Okay, so then we just add in a hinge, still center striking. So it's there, add a hinge, yeah, and you got your pitch shot. And there's your pitch shot. All right, now, again, you can use balls. If you use balls, maybe start a bit wider. Otherwise, tees. Don't get frustrated if you're hitting a couple of tees. Just start getting used to where is the middle of the club, and then that's my takeaway. That's not my takeaway. All right, everything else is looking pretty good. Okay, then into our swing works, that's going to be our warm-up and also promoting that stuff, but also developing, even starting to develop our short game. All right, and obviously the center striking. All right, then full swing while you're just doing takeaway. All right, so just completely work on your takeaway. All right, keep everything as connected as you can and the face as square as possible. So no twisting the face open. All right, doesn't have to be too low. Don't worry about it being too low. I actually like it when the club goes up. Okay, as long as it doesn't twist open and we get a bit of separation here. That's where a little bit of the inconsistent striking is coming from. All right, so we're just doing takeaway. All right, nice and wide and square. Yeah, okay. All right, and you just bleed that into your short game. If the tempo is a bit slow at first, don't worry. We're going to add it in over the upcoming weeks. All right, and then last draw. Okay, I'll do tees for you this time. Okay, I mean, if you feel the takeaway and stuff, that's fine. Obviously, our height control, always, that'll stay there. No, it won't. Okay, but quite narrow there. Height control movement, obviously, okay, if you feel any of that. All right, but don't worry too much about it. What we're worried about is center strike, all right, and then too hot for TV. That's all we focus on. If you feel anything else, great, you can start bleeding it in, but your two major focuses are center strike, okay, and then too hot for TV, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. Obviously, I hope you can practice upper shoulders okay. You can always update me on that, but otherwise, if you have to skip some of the, like the too hot for TV drill, if the shoulder's sore, that's also fine. All right, but enjoy, take some videos, obviously. Have a good week, and let me know how it goes. We'll chat during the week, Dons. Okay, talk to you later.